Hello, pup parents, and welcome to today's episode of the Perfect Pup Podcast. My name is Devin. I'm going to tell you why you're a better pup parent than you think. So let's get right into it. There's a couple reasons why I wanted to do this episode. First, one of my good friends, they just got a new puppy, and I've been having a lot of conversations with him about the challenges of puppyhood and, the feelings that we have as especially new pup parents and pup parents in general, where we can get into self-doubt and wondering if what we're doing is good enough. And the other reason is May, when this episode is being released, is Mental Health Awareness Month. So I want to talk about the mental health side and the challenges that can come when we don't feel like we're doing good enough. And I'm going to tell you why you are probably doing better than you think. When I say you're doing better than you think you are, I am saying that with the caveat of that is if you are meeting all of your dog's needs, in the sense that, if you're not taking care of your dog, you're not giving them the proper health and food and exercise that they need. Like those are important. Those are kind of the ground rules. But I believe that most pup parents are doing those things, and they are trying and they're putting forth the effort. So I want to focus in on some of the feelings that we have as pup parents. Like I said, one of my good friends, they got a puppy, and I was chatting with him, and one of the things that he said is, he basically said, I don't know if what I'm doing is working at all, or if it even means anything, or if anything that I'm doing is actually helping. And I think a lot of times as pup parents, we get into that trap mentally where we think, man, it can be hard to know because we can't talk to our dogs. We don't know if they're happy all the time. We don't know how they're feeling. We don't know if they are, in a good spot. And so we start to wonder, what we're doing, does it matter? Do they care? Is it helping? And so I think it's important to recognize that self-doubt is a normal part of being a pup parent. It's a normal part of a lot of things in life. And, I'm not a mental health expert. And if you are struggling with the challenges of raising a puppy or anything else for that matter, I strongly advocate for speaking to a mental health professional. But with that being said, it's normal. We get into moments of self-doubt. We wonder, are we good enough? Are we doing enough? Is our dog happy? So I want to talk about why you're probably a better pup parent than you think. So the first thing is, caring really is half the battle. The fact that you're worried about if you're doing enough and if your dog is happy is evidence that you're probably a pretty good pup parent, because you care. You care about your dog's well-being. And in my opinion, that's half the battle, because I think a lot of the times when I see people who maybe aren't the best pup parent or aren't giving their dog a good life, they often maybe just don't care. And so caring really is half the battle. So give yourself credit for that. Another point is, it's not just about behavior. We focus so much, especially here on this podcast, we focus a lot on behavior and training and improving our dogs' ability to do kind of what we want from them. And the fact is, it's not just about behavior. Yes, there are behaviors that can happen that can really limit the experience that we have with our dogs, but it's not just about that. There is a relationship that is there. And the fact that, again, that you care enough to be listening to this episode or watching, the fact that you care enough to be worrying about if your dog is happy, that means you care about the relationship and you're working to cultivate it. And so remember that when the problem behaviors are kind of driving you crazy, or there's problems happening and there's challenges, and you're like, I don't know how I'm going to get my dog to behave, or my dog's reactive, or whatever it might be. Remember, it's not just about behavior. It's about forming a bond with our dogs and having that emotional relationship that does exist with our dogs. Another point is that dogs are forgiving. I think sometimes to a fault, right? That's why you hear of instances of dogs who are in dogfighting rings or something, and they still are loyal to the person who they're with, because that's part of why we love dogs. They are loyal, they are forgiving, and they want to be with us. I think in most cases, no matter what, again, there's that bond there. And that's part of why we love dogs. So, if you make mistakes, if you are feeling like you've messed up, or that, you're doing things that aren't good enough, or whatever it might be, whatever those thoughts, those negative thoughts that you're having in your head, in my opinion, and from what I've seen with dogs, they're forgiving. They want to They want to love us. They want to be with us. They want to, be having fun experiences with us as humans. So remember that your dog is very forgiving. The other thing, and this is just a general thought for life, but especially with these feelings of self-doubt and the feelings of, am I doing enough for my dog? Try to focus on the positives. Like I said, I'm not a mental health professional. There is often a lot more to it than just trying to be positive. And to be honest with you, I'm the type of person who, when I hear people say, oh, just be more positive, it comes off as very it's not genuine. And to me, I get frustrated. I feel like, well, just telling me to be more positive isn't the solution. But I want to say that in a more tangible sense of focusing on the positives of what's happening with your dog and even what you're doing in particular. Realizing if you need to write it down, if you need to make a list, if you need to compare, what was happening previously versus the now, write down, realize that you're probably putting a lot of time and effort into this dog. You're taking them on walks, you're working on training, you're playing with them, you're again researching, you're listening to podcasts, you're watching videos, you're reading articles. Focus on those positives of what you're doing and the fact that you do care. And that is, again, half the battle, and it's so important. And of course, focus on the positives of your dog. Focus on, what are the things that you love about your dog and what are the things that you love about your relationship with your dog, and figure out how you can cultivate those things even more. And, one other idea on kind of what you can do tangibly if you're feeling these feelings of self-doubt, I think this sounds kind of goofy, but I think it's good to just take some time and just cuddle your dog or give them some pets or, play a fun game with them and do things that are less worrisome about, behavior and training and all the health things and all the checklists that we often put in our minds as pup parents, and just take some time to connect with your dog. So I'm looking at you in the eyes, or I'm speaking to you directly and saying, you're probably a better pup parent than you're giving yourself credit for. So don't forget that, and again, I'm just going to put a plug for this. The mental health side of raising a pup parent, it is real and it is a challenge. And there are, so many positives that come from having a pup, that they help our mental health, but it also can bring about challenges for our mental health. So if you're struggling with that, talk to a friend, talk to a mental health expert, get the help that you need to get back on the right track mentally if you're struggling with that. And I can just say from personal experience, I've had moments where I have felt like a failure as a pup parent. I have felt like I messed up, I screwed up, I ruined my dog, whatever it is. I've had those moments where I've felt that way, but be patient with yourself, be patient with your dog, and keep working on the fundamentals and continue doing the things that you should be doing to help improve your relationship with your dog and your dog's behavior. If you haven't already, please leave a review on Apple Podcasts. I am so grateful for the people who do that. And you know what? It helps this podcast get found. That's just the fact of it. The more reviews there are, the more people can hear this, the more people can hopefully gain some knowledge and expertise from the episodes that we have. So please leave a review if you haven't. And other than that, we will catch you on the next episode.